7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Knock on the door. Fantastic. Nice. Lovely to see you. How are you doing? Dave and Lizzie Lowrie.
Well, hello all, thank you for coming along. It's nice to see so many friends, so many friendly faces as well. What we're going to do for you over the next 10-15 minutes is we're going to make our amazing cinnamon bun recipe. And rumours are there might be some left at the end, maybe, even for giving out. So that's a try. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make the dough that makes the base of the cinnamon bun. And it's not too different from the kind of dough that makes up your regular bread. Right, so what do we need for dough? We need flour. So we're going to start off with the flour. And as brilliant as our minds are, we still need instruction sheets ourselves. So we're going to start off with 600 grams of flour. Here we go. So you can always make this at home, but it'll obviously never be as good as the ones that you get here at Storyhouse. And then into that we need a couple of eggs. So we're going to crack those eggs into there. There we go. And in true TV style, ahead of time, we warmed up some milk and we melted some butter into that. So that's what we've got there, is some milk and some melted butter. Going to put that right into the mix. There we go. Gives us our wetness. There we are. And we need yeast. So yeast are little tiny living things, little tiny EV things that go in, and when they breathe out, they make carbon dioxide. And that's what gives bread its rise, that's what makes it go all perfectly. So we're going to add some of that in there. And of course, because this is a sweet thing, we're going to need a little bit of sugar. So, that's icing sugar, we don't want icing sugar in it, we want caster sugar in it. Good catch there, Liz. So we're just going to add a little bit, 50 grams in here. There we go. Okay. Wonderful. Right. Squeeze a little bit. Now, there is only one way to make bread properly, and that is to get your hands in there and get dirty. So, if you're ever going to make some bread at home, which I recommend you do, it's way easier than you think, and homemade bread is the nicest thing on earth. None of this using a mixer or using a spoon or any of that. What you want to do, get your hands in there and get dirty. And so what we're doing is we're mixing all of those things together to make a nice sticky dough. Now at Christmas, you'll notice a lot of the traditional things that we eat at Christmas have got things like preserved fruit in it, and they've got lots of spices and things like that. And the reason for that is until very recently, we couldn't get fresh fruit and vegetables so much at this time of year. Now we can, because they get flown in from different parts of the world. But then they would have to use preserved fruit, which is why I have that. And the spices would have been incredibly expensive because they came from abroad. And so you would only use them at a very, very special time of year, and that very special time of year being, of course, Christmas. Now, I've got a very messy hand, but can you see all of those things, that flour and that butter and that egg and everything that's come together, and it looks a little like this. And then what we do is we knead away like this. So this is the English half turn, don't you know? This is how we make bread. So you stretch out with your palm, you fold it back, and then you turn it a quarter turn, like that. And you keep doing that. Now, if we were doing this properly in real time, you would all stand here and watch me do this for the next 10 minutes. Does that sound like fun? Sound like something you'd like to do? No? Okay. We won't do that then. What we'll do is, again, in true TV style, we'll take one we prepared earlier. I'm going to hand over to Lizzie, who's going to take you through the next steps.
Okay, so here's some dough which has risen. So you you saw how small the dough was before. And what you need to do is you have to leave it to rise. So the first rise really helps develop the flavour, so you can leave it for a little bit longer, but if you're leaving it for longer than an hour, you need to leave it in a cool space, otherwise it could overproof. But leaving it to rise, actually, it's one of those things that help it grow stronger and make it tastier. So, you know, all those, I'm a really impatient person, but actually making dough has really taught me something about how sometimes waiting can be a good thing. So, this is the dough. It's really nice and soft because it's got butter and milk in. It's actually really, really soft, which is lovely. And so we're going to prepare the cinnamon bun bit. So what I've got to do is I'm going to roll it out into a massive rectangle. This can take a bit long, so I'm going to try and be fairly quick with this. So yeah, sometimes because it's dough, it springs back a bit, so you kind of have to fight it, but it's not like pastry where it stays where you put it. You have to kind of keep pushing it. So, because what we're going to make is we've got to put the cinnamon and the butter into the middle of the dough, which is very exciting. And that's what makes it really tasty.